clip.
The quick brown fox humped the lazy frog. Wait.
But you need the J still.
Jumped.
You guys are you, and we'd like to know about you too. Just
Yeah.
like you guys learn about us and our grass. And not the marijuana stuff. That's not supposed to be like that. That was a...
Oh, sorry,
Oh my
excuse me.
gosh, that's like
That
a
was
dinosaur.
burp.
A demon.
They need to go in there like goes.
Welcome everybody to Talking Rad episode 151.
Hello.
We're your hosts.
I'm Cole.
I'm Sky.
I'm Thane.
He
AK,
said his name.
AKA
he's
Thanos,
going there.
Destroyer of Worlds.
No, he did it. He snapped.
But you
No.
can call me.
Only one of us. I guess we had a 50-50 chance and Cole died.
Hold
I
on.
guess
Let me
Zay's gone too.
let me start it over.
I'm back.
And
And now I'm gonna die because I
Thank
used
you,
the stones
Thanos.
too many times.
Wait, that's not how that works.
Thane can't handle the stones.
I watched Infinity Avengers. I know how that works.
Well, actually, I would die once.
I know
Since
the
I'm
lore.
human, I would die once.
Guys,
from
are
a
you guys
snap.
gonna go watch the new Thor movie that's in theaters right now?
I've had several people tell me how good it is.
I haven't. I'm probably not. I don't know. I'm kind of burned out of Marvel movies.
I'm with you, Thane. I'm burnt out.
I-
but Thor Ragnarok was my favorite. Probably my
I was
favorite
gonna go
Marvel
see
movie.
Doctor Strange, but I never did. I'll probably just see it on streaming.
I still haven't
Put this on
seen.
that little side table thing.
I still haven't seen the new Spider-Man. And
I
Spider-Man's
also want
my
to see
favorite.
Batman. I
I
haven't
saw
seen
that.
Batman yet.
That was sad. That was very. I did the thing. You told me not to.
I should just.
I
I should
turned
just
and I
interrogate.
was here and I talked to the mic. You can see it.
Yeah, it's
I
honestly.
should just interrogate
talking,
Thick for his HBO Max.
when you do this, you do this. You're
Yeah.
talking over here.
Oh wait.
Nobody can hear you.
I'm
Oh, wait.
sorry. I'm getting better. At least I'm aware of it now.
Sorry. I should probably just interrogate Thick over his HBO Max account. Oh wait, in some states I can't say that because apparently that's illegal.
Interrogating people?
No, like asking for the password sharing, account
Wait,
sharing.
it's illegal everywhere.
It is.
It's thieving. It's
Well,
you're
some.
stealing,
I think some states are actually making laws about it to enforce it.
which is weird because the law is don't steal, and that's what you're doing if you're password sharing.
Yeah, I guess it is technically theft, but like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I
sure.
mean,
I mean,
yeah,
you have
you're right.
multiple
I don't
people.
care.
Nobody cares really, and
Apparently, Same Man's internet company does.
I think the only way companies can't sue you
This
or
was
anything.
the
The
Discord
only
thing, though.
that's so dumb. Like, how does it even work?
the only way they could do it is if they inspect IPs or something and then ban the account. That's
The FBI man was watching with us.
Yeah.
That's what was happening.
Other-
FBI guy was watching.
Maybe-
Like, oh, I love this show. I'm gonna watch it. Sorry, I gotta report you though when I'm done.
I can't remember where they said they made account sharing illegal. I think I don't know, but it's like why? That's it should be the company's responsibility to curb account sharing. But
I mean, at least we're not limited to just one device where it's like whatever device
Yeah.
you log in with, you're stuck forever.
yeah.
Like, that sucks. So
They cou-
I don't know. Is there a way around it for the companies?
No,
Other
I'm not
than
sa-
just
I know I'm
hoping
not-
that humans, the consumers,
not
are just
s-
good little
I'm
consumers.
not saying
that don't
companies
steal?
should do this because it would suck. I mean, but they have every right to it, and I think like where the IP is, if the IP if they can do a location thing where they
Yeah,
can,
I was actually gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
If they do it like a credit card, like if you go buy something like in a state away, your credit card
Yeah.
company might call you and say something's up.
Yeah.
But like if they do it with Netflix, it would be the same thing. But then you get to the point where you have to be like, hey, I'm going on vacation. I'm gonna be using Netflix. over in
you'd have to do
California."
that.
And that would be annoying. But that would be one way they could get around it.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess it would be blatantly obvious if you start up your account in Utah, but
And,
then
like, 3
someone in
hours later,
Florida,
somewhere in Tallahassee,
yeah,
is
is someone
hooking
using
up.
your
I
same
don't know why I said
account?
Tallahassee. That's in Florida though, isn't it?
It's all right though.
I've never been
Netflix
there.
be dead in a year or two with all the accounts they're losing.
I mean, with Discord sharing too, though. Like, if you want to watch with homies,
Yeah,
there's-
that too. Discord would have to do something, but it's so hard to do something that all they could do is no, do not account share. No, that is bad, and that's it's hard to kind of do it. I mean, I hope companies stay ignorant for as long as they can because I want to keep account
I'm sure
sharing.
they think about it all the time, but there's probably nothing they can do.
Yeah.
They're just losing money.
I'm curious how much money they would actually gain if they stopped, though. Like, would you guys start paying for these services that you're sharing with, like, your family? Would you start paying for them?
No.
I
would
don't
just
think so.
I think I would probably just pick one and just do that, I guess. But other than that, I mean, no. I consume most of my content on YouTube anyway, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would if, like, they banned my friend's account because they figured out I was account sharing. I'd be like, well, I'm not going to support this company anymore. And that's it.
I'm not going to support this company because they stopped letting me pirate.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't supporting the first place, but
So,
like I guess I'm not going to start supporting this company because I don't want to.
How dare they take away my thievery?
How dare
My
they-
freedom. I'm
Well,
American.
I feel like if you're in the same household, like, I think that's fine.
different. Yeah, that's fine.
Because, well, I think that's probably their intentions of, like, you can have 4 devices at once,
Yeah, I
but
think
it's,
that's
like,
their
for the same
intention.
house.
Yeah.
How dare they
100%
take away my one way to pirate? I guess I'll go do it the more common way.
the bay?
The bay, baby.
You have to wear the hat, don't grow out your mustache.
Yeah.
You have to really play the part.
The bay's scary nowadays. Back in the day, you used to be able to go on there, find anything you want without even like really fearing about getting viruses.
Yeah.
And nowadays, it's like you even touch that website, you're like, my computer's broken.
My computer
I better not.
My computer is it's literally like there's no if you have a condom, then you go on the Pirate Bay and boom.
STD.
Wait, is the
My computer is pregnant now.
is the dang? It's a shame we don't have a sponsor because we could say, and you guys should get an internet condom too with something VPN.
Yo, when we get our first
We just call it
VPN
the internet
sponsor,
condom.
yeah, we'll be like, you don't have unprotected sex, so why would you have unprotected internet sex?
Well, none of us have that either.
Yeah.
This guy's over here crying.
With condom VPN.
We'll just start our own VPN. Rubber VPN.
Wrap your e-peen in the condom. Condom VPN. Don't go surfing unprotected ever again.
So
That was a good little line, actually. That
Yeah,
last bit
that
you said.
was, yeah.
Everything else is kind of but the last little line you
Yeah.
said was
I kind of wrapped it up.
you wrapped it up.
dudes.
Okay, you got me there too.
Speaking of wrapping things up, going to a completely different subject. Zay's not dead, everybody. We didn't talk about it last time, I don't think. But
we didn't.
one of the reasons for our television behind us, not only to display the fancy logo Cole made, but also when Zay has time from his job to be on the podcast, his face will be over there on the screen. And for all you audio listeners, you'll just hear a fourth voice every once in a while on some episodes.
We're gonna have to like make him zoom in really close on his face because I want the whole face on the TV. I want like the top of his head to be out of the frame and like the chin just barely touching.
Yeah.
You want him to be that one streamer you don't like that freaking sits
No,
on
that's his forehead,
forehead.
though. That's not his face. I still want his face. I don't want his. Not just the forehead.
I mean, the webcam. I guess were you there when he showed you the webcam footage? It didn't look bad. It's not great, but like,
Looked like a webcam.
yeah, it looked like a webcam.
The weird part is like we're gonna be like doing this whole thing, trying to like look at Zay while he's talking. And we probably shouldn't, because then we're gonna get more of that not talking into the microphone thing.
Maybe what we could do is like have
Mirror it?
Discord. We'll have Discord there because that's what it'll be on, and then have OBS here maybe, and so we're capping that screen so we can at least see it. Does that make sense?
I guess that would make sense.
We could see it on the preview.
Yeah, we'd have to
Why-
capture it. Oh no,
Why are
wouldn't
we
capture
talking
it,
about
but-
technical stuff on the podcast? Let's talk about something else.
Well,
What do you want to talk
I
about?
just wanted to talk about that though,
Yeah.
because I mean, we did not. I don't think we mentioned Zay at all last time.
Well, I don't
He
know.
actually died.
Yeah, he
I hope not. You better knock on some wood there, gamer.
his wife Loretta Bobbitt
I
hit
knew
him.
you were gonna do it. That's why I was just
Bastard.
sitting there waiting for you to do it.
I'm just kidding. That's
I'm not
that's messed up.
superstitious. I'm not even a little stitious. Ah,
That's so funny. What do you got in your hand there?
lunch cap.
Okay.
What do you think it was?
Do you want me to take it?
Sure,
You
I
want to keep
guess.
playing with it?
I don't care. It was just sitting here, and I don't like it sitting right here.
Well-
I just playing with it.
Thane seems like he really wants to talk about something else.
That's what's gonna happen if Zay comes back on, and who knows? Maybe other guests. Maybe we'll have some friends from Discord. I don't know. But dudes, anyways, yeah. Let's go on to. Let's go to two dead Japanese guys.
Wait, two? I thought it was just one guy.
Well, we're gonna talk about what's his name, and maybe some. I'm gonna lead into this as a bit of a.
So I
topic
guess
here.
Thane, talk to me as if I don't know, because I know very.
Explain it like he's out of the loop.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you know the popular card game Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh, we're talking about Kazuki Takahashi first?
Yeah.
Now I'm sad.
Well,
Oh, no,
That's
I
my childhood.
I know that a little
Exactly.
bit because Cole's told me.
Yeah.
So yes, Mr. Takahashi has unfortunately passed away.
The creator of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Bizarrely in a snorkeling accident, scuba
Yeah.
diving.
Did anything else ever come out of that?
Was there foul
I don't
play?
know. I didn't look up anything past that, but apparently he died in a. They found him apparently in scuba diving gear
No,
and
snorkeling.
snorkeling gear.
Was his body like eaten by animals or anything?
Yeah, it
Oh.
was tampered
So
by
it-
animals.
It could have been there for who knows how long. Like, did they know when he disappeared?
They didn't. I don't know if they even have said much about it other than what we know, like what we just
Yeah.
barely said.
Dang.
I've not looked into it since the day that they announced it, but
That's
I don't
sad.
know. Yeah, it's sad. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know if there's any like
Foul play or
foul
anything?
play, I guess, but like. I mean, there would be some motive, I think, because I know I know he still had a relatively large hand in the franchise, Yu-Gi-Oh as a franchise.
Yeah.
To the point where like some cards hadn't been localized in English because they needed to be censored for the Western market, like pentagrams and stuff. And Kazuki Takahashi didn't want to censor his artwork, and so he told them, "No, don't even bother with it." Then,
Wow.
and so that's just one. Granted, like it's just a card. Like it maybe would have sold a lot because of it was a Dark Magician Girl like card. That's just one example, but I'm pretty sure he still had quite a bit of hold in the company. I'm not really sure if that would be enough reason for somebody to want to do something bad, but I kind of doubt it.
Yeah.
I imagine it was just an accident,
Yeah.
which is just sad.
And speaking about censoring, this franchise, mostly adults are interested in it now. Like, I don't think many kids are interested in Yu-Gi-Oh because it's a lot of people who grew up with it. So, do they still censor cards?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Every
wonder-
single set there'll be something censored.
I
And
wonder.
it's really strange what they
Yeah.
censor nowadays. It's not like straight up, oh, we got to censor some cleavage like it used to be.
Yeah.
It's mostly symbolic stuff they censor nowadays,
That's-
which they did in the past, of course.
Yeah.
But like one of the ones I can remember recently, it was just a character, and the only thing that I could tell from just looking at the different artworks was the color of their, I guess, coat changed from like a blue to a green, and I don't understand the symbolics of why they censored that or whatnot. I couldn't tell anything wrong, quote unquote, wrong with it, but I don't.
Well, it might be
That's
one,
weird.
but it might be one thing I'm thinking of. I don't want to bring it up since it's relates to
Controversial.
controversial topics.
I mean, yeah, that could be a good
Yeah.
reason, but like other than that, like I couldn't tell why they would want to censor that. Like it was a female character, but like it was not a revealing at all. It was just they
That's-
changed the color of the clothing. That's
and
all.
that's
the
kind of a
censor was.
stretch. That's kind of like bordering on conspiracy theory. It's weird how they still censor stuff, even though like it's
Well, do you think it was a censor, or do you think it was more of a tactic of like maybe Western consumers buy things that are green over blue?
It was a censor because
yeah.
they're inside of packs. You don't know what you're getting.
That's true.
Yeah, you can't see the card, so it was 100% a censor.
Or maybe it's like I don't know, like a change to like know like which region. I don't know. That kind of sounds silly.
I mean, yeah, because there's language on the
Yeah.
cards. They don't need to like change the picture to change the region. I don't know. That was just one example, but the censorship has definitely gotten a lot less extreme recently.
Yeah.
And like even some of like there was this like promotion a couple years ago called the Lost Art promotion, where essentially they took a lot of these artworks that were censored and gave America, or I guess North America, English markets, I guess, the original Japanese artwork. So like you had your dark magician girl with cleavage, for example.
Wow.
And it was just a promotion. And so I guess Thane's kind of onto something when he's talking about how most of the audience are more mature or adults. And I think that also stems because the anime isn't as much of a priority to be translated, or
yeah.
I
They
guess
still
dubbed,
dub
I guess.
it for kids.
But it's really slow. Like
Yeah.
they're like a whole like couple seasons behind or something. They were a
Yeah.
series behind for a while, I know.
Yeah, I know that Crunchyroll, they like to simulcast it out, like just the subtitle version.
But like Rush Duel, that's the current one. I don't know what it's called, but it's where they'd play Rush Duel.
Yeah.
And that's not even on Crunchyroll, I don't think.
Oh,
and it's
wow.
been out in Japan for over a year. Like they even made a new dual disc in Japan and stuff like that. They're doing the
Wow.
merchandising stuff in Japan just fine. Like
I guess
it seems like the anime is just not as much of a merchandising thing for any place out of Japan as it once was.
Maybe it's just not as popular, and it's not very lucrative for them.
I guess, yeah. That's the only thing that would make sense.
Yeah. So I guess talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, one of the big censorships of our childhood was responsible because of 4Kids. Looking back at 4Kids, even though they brought up Slav anime, they censored the crap out of them, and I guess we didn't like that, especially since Toonami, they did like the bare minimum censoring.
I mean, I
on
don't
their
think I would have
shows.
known. I would have known none the wiser as a
No,
kid.
yeah. What's funny is that like growing up watching Pokemon and they'd eat rice balls or onigiri. They just called them donuts, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'd be
I'm
like,
like,
too,
jelly
like that's
full-
a weird looking jelly donut.
I honestly just literally thought that it was a jelly-filled donut. That just looked weird. I had no reason to think any other thing.
Don't eat
Yeah.
a donut. Don't eat a rice ball. Eat a donut.
And so like just some stuff like that weird censorship, like it just flew with us as kids. Like nobody batted an eye.
Well, and it's like thinking about some of the anime I watched as a kid. I don't even think I associated it with Japan at all. Like even Pokemon, I guess the Kanto region.
Yeah, I mean you would never have associated it with
No,
Japan. Yeah.
uh-uh.
I mean, yeah, sure, it's Kanto, but like
How would I've known
no
where that's
kid
at.
knows that Kanto
Yeah,
is a region
Kanto
in Japan.
Kanto could just be a mystical,
Yeah.
made-up place. I mean, there's Pokemon.
It could be like Norway or something,
yeah,
because that's mystical.
exactly. Iceland and
Yeah,
Greenland.
It makes me wonder, like, what if like 4Kids was still around doing like these dubs, and they got like the rights to something like Attack on Titan, and they had to 4Kids censored Attack on Titan. Oh my gosh,
Would it just be like
it'd be so
Nerf
fun.
swords?
It'd be so funny to see
There's
how
no
they go about
blood.
doing that stuff.
I think Attack on Titan would be too extreme.
I
even
think
for
so,
the-
but
yeah.
I think it'd be hilarious.
But I'm
to see what they
thinking one
do.
thing they probably would try to censor if the guy was One Punch Man.
Yeah, they definitely
Yeah.
would. You wouldn't have the Opie shirt that Saitama wears.
Yeah.
Which is boobies.
Yeah, there's I wonder how they would censor the scene where like how they censor when Saitama just splatters a guy. How would they censor that?
I don't think they can.
Yeah.
But like, you don't translate rated R shows,
Yeah.
even if it is a cartoon. You know what I mean?
I don't think they'd touch
One
that
Piece
one.
was kind of close to that. It
Yeah.
wasn't as like bloody, I guess, or gory, but
Well, because like
they
even
tried that.
even Naruto, like I think Naruto, at least when I was growing up and it would come on Toonami, like that was known as the edgier. Older kids watched it.
Well, that's
but
the funny
They still
thing.
probably had to censor it. I'm sure.
The
I'm
funny
assuming.
thing is that when Toonami closed, I guess Disney picked it up and like edited they still had the same dub, like the Viz Media dub, but they edited for Disney XD, and it's like, what?
So did they just cut out all the swear words? And,
Yeah.
and cut X out the blood?
Yeah. It's like, why
There's
would
a lot of blood in Naruto.
Yeah, especially Shippuden. Shippuden's
Well,
a darker.
what do they consider a swear word though? Like, can you say "damn" on Disney? Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
Can you say "hell"?
No.
Probably not.
What are some other ones they say?
Those are probably the most minor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, well, eventually they didn't get any more, and Adult Swim got it because when they revived the Toonami block, they were like, "Hey, we got Naruto, guys. We got Naruto." And
Woo!
I don't know. I guess back on Yu-Gi-Oh. What's your favorite moments in childhood of Yu-Gi-Oh? I think mine was just having that dual disc.
Yeah, that's all I remember. Literally,
Yeah.
was when the dual disc came out. So Thane and I used to hang out at my uncle's house, it's my grandparents' house, but he lived there, and he had a dual disc, and one of our other friends had a dual disc. I did not. So we had these speakers, and over the speaker there was this black. It was like a black pop filter. No, not a pop filter. It was like a black, like mesh covering for the speaker, and we would pop those off, and then we could stick them on our arms, and we'd use them as a dual disc. We'd put the cards on top, so we would be battling, and it always sucked for us younger kids because they were like 3. What are you, 3 years older, Thane?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like 3 years older than us. So the older kids, they got the dual disc, while the rest of us got these really jank dual discs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know those things you had on the speakers.
Yeah.
But yeah, also I remember I had this friend, thinking back, he did a lot of dickish things to me. One of the most dickish things he did was I had a Yu-Gi-Oh game on the Game Boy Advance. I think it was like the first one that came to America. And I was like, "Oh man, this is so cool." And one day he's like, "Here, can I have it?" It's like, "I guess." Okay, and he took it for no reason. And thinking
Well,
back,
he
it's
asked for it and you gave it to him.
I think, or maybe he just
Did
took.
you
It's like,
think
"Here,
he-
I'll have it."
Do you think you were
Because
like,
I
he has
want
to
it, and
borrow
I'm
it?
like, no, he just took it from me.
Well, did he ask if he could have it?
No, I don't think so.
You just described it like he asked you to have
Yeah.
it, though.
I think
So
he just
backpedal
took.
on your story real quick.
I think you remember he just took it from me.
Okay.
he
just
said he wanted
bastard
it.
and stole it.
Yeah, and if I could go back and like kick his ass and take, I don't think he has it anymore. I'm just kidding.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's. I think he's still alive. I have him on Friends on PSN, and I've seen him play games recently. So I guess he's unless.
Send him a message. I want my Yu-Gi-Oh back.
Remember the Yu-Gi-Oh game you took from me?
Yeah.
I want it back.
20 years later.
What is
Give
it
me
called?
all
Is
you
it,
got.
is it like it's not Duelist in the Forbidden Kingdom? That's the PS2 one. Let me look
It
it
might
up.
be Forbidden Memories.
You know, another thing, I guess another Yu-Gi-Oh memory I have, and this is when I learned that I didn't really like Yu-Gi-Oh that much, was Zay had Yu-Gi-Oh for the PlayStation. I believe it was the PS2. It was a Yu-Gi-Oh game. Might have been
Duelist of the Roses.
probably. And we tried playing it. I knew nothing that was going
Duelist
on.
of the Roses doesn't even follow the card game.
It probably wasn't that one then. It was the legit card game one.
It's probably Tag Force then.
Well, it's.
That's the only. I think that's the only PlayStation 2 game that actually
I think it's
follows
if
the
the,
actual card game.
if the case is over here, then it's here.
Go check. I'm pretty sure Tag Force is the only PS2 game that follows the actual.
It's
actual
this
card
one.
game.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh! The Eternal Duelist Soul. It's one. It's one of the more obscure ones, I guess. But yeah, he just took that game from me. And remembering that, I didn't like
oh yeah,
that.
Forbidden Memories doesn't follow them.
I'll tell you now, if he tried that
The
today,
card
I'd be like, "Go buy your own copy, you bastard."
Yeah, I've got a lot of history with Yu-Gi-Oh, and if you're interested in learning more about it, go watch my video on Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, we have
I made an entire video on Yu-Gi-Oh about my childhood and history with the series.
It's a ride, to say the
Yeah.
least. I highly recommend it.
I quite love the series, even still. I just got some cards in the mail today, even.
Look, this is
yeah, my
his
dual
dual
disc
disc
is right here.
that he made for the video.
But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is still pretty popular, especially in Japan.
It's not more popular than Pokemon in Japan, is it?
No. Hell no.
No.
It's
It's Pokemon's a whole other thing in Japan, dude. You think it's popular
Pokemon's a whole
here?
still a whole thing
You
in
can't-
America.
You can't walk like 5 feet in Japan without seeing something
Well,
related.
Do you guys know what the population of Japan is?
A lot.
a lot, like over.
That's
5.
a big number.
It's
I'm
less
gonna
than
say,
America,
I'm gonna
but
ballpark.
a
I'm gonna
lot.
say about.
Let's look it up.
I think under 1 billion.
Oh yeah, under 1 billion.
Probably.
The world's only like 8
Yeah.
billion.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Okay,
under. That's a good guess though. Under 1 billion.
Yeah,
Right, that's
you say
correct.
under a
You're not
billion.
wrong.
125.8 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dang, that's
Is
still
that
a lot.
is that
That's not even. That's like 1/3 of.
is that
America.
less than the state of California? What's the population in California?
That's more than California. California's I think like 50 million.
That's a lot. That's more population than several countries.
California is 39.35
39.
million.
I was close.
Texas has 28 million, and New York with 8 million. Anyway, yeah, no, I guess my question, which you basically answered, is Pokemon probably sells its most merchandise to Japan, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't it still sells like tons everywhere else, but Japan is without a doubt their biggest market.
One franchise, however, that is very popular in Japan, so popular that apparently like the whole government, well, I don't know if this is just like a saying, but like the whole government shuts down is apparently Dragon Quest. That one's so popular.
Yeah, Dragon Quest is
Really?
pretty popular. That was like, I think it happened once for like the release of Dragon Quest 7. Like the government like had like a federal holiday or something in Japan, so everybody could go out and play Dragon Quest 7.
Wow.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
I think that's what it was.
I don't think there's any way in hell America would ever shut down for
No,
a video game.
Yeah.
no, they wouldn't.
Especially since we're so divided on video game
It
opinions.
would be like Call of Duty or something.
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. Halo would probably be the closest thing, but
No, I think Call of Duty would do it before
yeah,
Halo.
probably, yeah.
Especially now.
You think Fortnite could cause a government shutdown?
I just don't think there's enough gamers. Like I
Yeah, it's
wonder
true.
what the percentage of people in Japan that play games as opposed to Americans that play games. Like I feel like even when I think about Japan, and I mean this in the most respectful way possible, but like they're nerds. Like it's cool to be a nerd in Japan.
They're the innovators.
it's not necessarily cool. I mean, you're reading an entire book about why it's not cool.
That's
It's
true.
not a book, a manga
You're right. So
series.
they still do get. Well, maybe it's niche nerdism. So it's like Call of Duty's like, oh, if you play COD, you're not a nerd, you're a bro.
Well, that's how
in
it is now
America.
here, though.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying in
Oh,
America. I wonder
yeah.
what that is in Japan. Like
It's freaking Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer's their
Demon
Call
Slayer.
of Duty.
Yeah, everybody, even like old people, watch Demon Slayer.
What about? Well, it seems like Pokemon's kind of a. You could be a
Jujutsu
Pokemon fan.
Kaisen's pretty close there too.
Yeah.
Pokemon's
One-
it still kind of has. I think it still's got a little bit of that stigma where
One
it's more
Piece-
for younger people.
Is it
One Piece is, but because it's been so long, it's not as much with the younger generation.
Yeah, older people like to
So
probably
Demon
watch
Slayer
it.
and Jujutsu Kaisen, like,
So basically, really popular shonens. Then.
yeah. Why do you think those movies did as well as they did?
That's true.
It's because literally everybody that lives in Japan went to go see them. Even like grandparents, like, oh, my favorite's Tanjiro.
I like it when he swings his sword
Yeah.
and he cuts open
It
demons.
reminds me of my time in the mountains as a boy.
I like it when he carries his sister in the box. She's so cute.
That's
The
actually where
box.
Shigeru Miyamoto got his inspiration for Zelda, is that he played outside.
Wow. Don't all get
He played outside in the mountains and forests.
You make that sound like it's weird.
Yeah, apparently he lived near a forest and just played in it, and that's where he got the idea for Zelda.
I mean, our backyard is a forest.
Yeah, it is. It's
We never play in it though.
yeah. And we only mow like a third of it.
Should I mow this weekend? Like our grass is deader than dead. There's some
It's
spots I could mow, I guess.
Our
but-
grass, if you don't know, our grass
They don't know. They're nobody. We never talked about.
I
this
know. Yeah.
until
Well,
now.
Should we talk about how poorly? Unless our landlord listens to our podcast.
maybe he might hear
maybe
it.
he might hear it and he'll actually listen because
Well,
guess what?
here's
Our
the-
lawn is dying.
Here's the thing, though, is like He cares a little bit.
Well, I don't even know if it's like real caring. Like, so we'll just go back in time. I think it was about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years. No, it's been longer, dude. It was like 3 years ago when they started.
The first year that Thane and I lived here, our front yard was a dirt lot. It was like there was patches of weeds and some dirt, and that was basically it. Like the grass was very non-existent. But then when Cole moved in, I think it was the first year you moved in,
I think it was
right?
the next year.
It was the next year?
So like because I moved in during the summer. I think it was the next summer.
So then you saw the dirt lot. It's just garbage.
Yeah, I saw the dirt lot.
It's just a trash
so
yard.
The next summer, so I think it was 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe just 2. But regardless, around that time, 2 to 3 years ago, the landlord decided to, I guess, rip up the old grass, or the weeds, if you will, and make it nice and plant new grass. But before they did that, they also put in a sprinkler system. And I think I've talked about it somewhere in the past in the channel somewhere, but I used to work for a landscaping company, and we installed sprinkler systems. And so I knew instantly while watching these people install our sprinkler system that they were doing it wrong. They were doing it incorrectly. They were using the wrong type of sprinklers, and frankly, they just did a poor job of it. Just looking at their work, it's very shoddy. And I knew instantly that there was going to be issues. And so they buried it all up. They got it all put together. They planted the grass. The grass starts growing. The sprinklers start leaking, as I expected, and breaking. And honestly, after they got done with all of the leaks and the breaking and everything, the worst part was to begin with was the fact they used the wrong sprinklers. They used sprinklers that are used in flower beds for the entire lawn, so it doesn't water the grass entirely very well at all. And so fast forward to now, we just got out of a nice winter. Our grass was looking pretty decent. And then the summer hit, and they didn't turn on the water right from it got pretty hot pretty quick, and the landlord never turned on the sprinklers or never got them going. Granted, he never told us how to do it either, so we couldn't have done it ourselves.
And he's never once asked us.
He's never asked us. I mean, we'd be very willing to do it. We mow the lawn. Why not put on the sprinklers too? And I'm sure if we wanted to, we could probably figure it out. It's just, it's not ours, so we're not going to touch it.
At least give us some instructions, like, hey, here's the instructions in case anything goes wrong.
About a month or so into the blazing heat of summer, by the time the lawn was already dead, basically, he started to turn on the sprinkler. And of course, it has issues, as it does every single year, because they did such a shoddy job. He got a cheap company to do it that did a crappy job, and it just didn't go very well. And then fast forward to like a week or two ago, the lawn's dead. Like, the sprinklers will come on every now and then, and where the sprinklers come up, it's green a little bit, like in a small circle around each of the heads, sprinkler
it's
heads.
Bad.
And like that's growing there, but everywhere else it's basically dead. And then they put fertilizer on it, thinking that's going to help, but fertilizer doesn't help unless the lawn is alive.
I remember they left a note, hey, we fertilized your lawn.
It's like giving food to a dead guy.
It's like, great, that's like stuffing apples in a dead guy thinking he's going to come back to life.
It's not good. It really isn't. And like just Saturday night, our landlord texts us, hey, I have the sprinklers set to go on at 7 a.m. in the morning or whatever. Can you check if they work or if they're going on? And sure enough, they were going on, so we let him know. He never texted me back, by the way. He never said, okay, thank you. He just left me on red, I'm assuming. And we have a dead lawn, and there's nothing we can do about it, so we don't know if we should mow it anymore because it's not really growing.
It's not even a lawn. It's like it's becoming a dirt lot again.
Well, it's not dirt. It's still like dead grass.
Yeah. Here's the thing. On the corners of the lawn, where I like mow it, and sometimes it'll rip it up because the blades might like just go in deeper or something. Like there's parts where the lawn looks ripped up because the grass is just not watered properly, and it's just patches of where the.
Well, anyone, like Cole already mentioned, anyone can come look at our lawn and be like, yeah, that's where the sprinklers spray because it's green.
Yeah, it's you can tell the pattern where they have the sprinklers but they put the wrong sprinklers in.
And then
it
we
doesn't
need
work.
like some of those sprinklers that go out in the lawn. That go like in the. Oh, sorry.
Oh my
excuse me.
gosh, it's like
That
a
was a
dinosaur,
burp.
a demon.
They need to go in there like goes in the center and like gets it.
They
out
have
more.
them in the center.
They do.
They do. They put the wrong sprinklers in. That's the problem.
You're
They put the
right.
sprinklers in that shoot.
They
like,
fan
They
out.
fan out in a circle.
but the
they
radius
needed-
isn't very good.
The radius isn't great. It's because they're for flower beds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they need is the ones that pop out and like shoot a single spray. No, not that.
that one.
Get out of here. They don't do that in lawns. The ones that pop out and shoot a single jet and they spin in circles.
Yeah.
That's what they need. That's what
Yeah,
all lawns need.
The big boys, the big dukes.
Well, yeah, because they shoot the water like this. The big guys, like the single, like it
The
shoots
single
out
jet?
single, but then it falls this way. Is what I'm saying.
It falls in a line. That's
Yeah.
why it spins in circles.
Yeah.
And it shoots far too.
Yeah.
That's why it works. Yeah, the ones you're talking about, they put those like attached to your hose and stuff.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Those are the ones I always had to carry around the lawn. Actually, we had these weird ones made out of PCP pipe and like a little sprinkler head, like. And we just go around, and they did the job pretty well, but we had to like lift them up and
Manually
carry
move
them.
them.
Yeah. But now my dad has this nice sprinkler system that actually works. Actually keeps his lawn.
Yeah, sprinkler systems are awesome when they work.
Yeah. When they're not the wrong ones, not just for the little flower beds on the side.
And the biggest problem, honestly, what it comes down to is that the landlord is not interested in putting money into the place that we live in at all. If they don't have to put money into it, they won't. And so they will get the cheapest things to do the cheapest job. And that's why they got these crappy flower bed sprinklers for a lawn, because they are far cheaper than the other ones. If I don't remember the exact prices, but the other ones are, say, $25 a head. These ones are probably $5 to $10 a head. They're far cheaper.
Well, and I think our window saga, if anything.
Oh, yeah, that
tells
was
the
the
tale of
that explained for sure that he just
the
gets
window
cheap
saga.
stuff.
Yeah, with that lady who like didn't walk around with like a or like
she
a,
walked
just a
around in our house with her sports bra on. Like, weird. You're doing a job, and I know it's effing hot, but like, lady, you're sweaty and half naked
like
in our
wear a
home.
loose shirt or something.
In like all reality, I can't necessarily blame our landlord for not putting a lot of money into this place. It's not him living here.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to deal with it.
Well,
It's not that
and
big of a
that's
deal.
like a typical landlord.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like it doesn't affect us all that much. We don't really necessarily care. The windows, like, it would be nice to have some of the stuff that would be better. Like our shower head, for example, that's just an annoying thing. But like, it's not the end of the world, and so that's why it's just fun to complain about it and see why it's bad as it is, because everything was cheap.
And the thing is, too, though, like, I mean, and I think I can speak for all three of us, and we kind of care about the lawn just because it looks terrible, but it's like at the same time.
I feel a little embarrassed sometimes when I'm walking in and out and people see me, when they realize that, oh, that's the person that lives there and that's their lawn.
Yeah, but it's
I
like,
feel a little bit embarrassed.
I don't care enough to do anything about it. What could we do anyway?
And if someone comes and asks, be like, that we're renting this house, it's our landlord.
Well, no one will ask you.
Yeah.
That's like, it's almost
It's like,
oh,
you got a nice lawn there. It's like, yep.
You mean this dirt lot?
Yeah.
yeah.
I
it's
don't
sad.
know. It's just like I don't. If he doesn't care, I don't care. It's kind of. I mean, we've talked about that.
I kind of
before
wish he
amongst us.
would, so it looked
Well, and that's what I'm
nice.
saying though. Like, he cares a little bit because he like at least turns the sprinklers on and asks us if they're working. But like, I literally feel like we're just watering dirt at this point.
I was shook that he didn't
Texted you?
respond to me.
Oh.
That he, like, after I said that they were working, I was shook he didn't say anything back. I'm gonna double check. I don't think I got any messages back from him saying like, "Oh yeah, thanks for checking for me." Oh yeah, nope, no messages. Never mind.
Wow.
Nothing.
And, you know, he's probably a busy guy. Like, I'm sure
He's probably
is
got
his-
other houses, maybe.
maybe this is just his side gig. Because I talked to him once, and I think that this is his mom's house or grandma or something. Some lady died in this house, and it.
So that's why
became
we
a-
hear bumps in the ceiling at night.
Yeah, definitely a ghost.
Yeah. If you don't
Not
know,
me.
If you don't know, we hear bumps. We hear. I think it's just the pipes like compressing or uncompressing.
Yeah, some pipe is compressing or uncompressing.
Oh my gosh. No, it's just
it's just a ghost.
it's these bumps.
He's gonna call me.
Oh my gosh, Stick gonna call. If he
Just turn
calls,
off
should we have him
Discord.
on the pot? I'm just kidding. Don't
Just
don't
quit
let
the
him.
Discord.
Don't let him on. Don't let him on here. I'm
Why
just
would
kidding.
you
Thick,
dox
we
him
love
like
you.
that thing? But yeah, I guess that's our little rant about our dead grass.
Well, anyways, on to the second casualty in Japan, and it was you probably have heard of this one. It's the assassination of the former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, which is pretty shocking considering he was the guy deliberately assassinated the former Prime Minister, not the current one.
Well, didn't people really like Abe?
Yes, people
I thought he
loved
was well
Abe.
liked.
People loved Abe. So it's even more baffling. I think the guy just did it for political motives. A lot
Well,
of
how many times does someone try to assassinate somebody that's not even working anymore?
yeah.
Like, it would. This is sad, but like, it makes sense to try and kill the current president. But
Yeah.
why a former guy? He's not even
Yeah.
in charge. He has no political pull at all. Would I
Yeah.
mean? I don't think he would.
Probably not. I mean, maybe more so in America, but not anywhere else. I don't think. I don't know.
Now I know that if you look at certain corners of the world, I know Trump still gets death threats, but that's another thing. This guy, Abe, was like a well-liked person, and even more bizarrely, the way he died, the guy had a homemade gun and he shot him.
Yeah, didn't he 3D print it or something?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was just like random parts he bought from convenience stores
Just
and put it
pieced it
together.
Because
Like-
it's illegal
like a-
to own a gun
like
in
a
Japan,
chemistry
right?
set.
Yes, it is.
essentially.
You cannot own a firearm.
Like he basically made it like with chemistry, I guess, like to make the explosion and,
And if you
stuff.
and I think
It's
if you have like
interesting.
swords, they have to be only displayed. They're like have to be like replicas. They can't actually be sharp. Like you can't own any weapons in Japan.
Well, how many weapons do you guys own? I own one,
I like have
and then I have a
some-
box knife.
I have like some sword. Like I have like a sword that I had from my brother. He got from another country. It's like a smaller like katana.
Is that the
but
one
it's
you
like,
keep upstairs?
Yeah, but it's like looks like
Looks like a machete, kind of.
yeah. He got it from the Philippines. So and it looks kind of like one that the ninjas would use because it's smaller. I don't remember what that's called, but that's like ninjas had like a katana that was like a bit smaller, and so they could wield it easier. But it's really weird. I don't know many details about the Abe assassination or anything, but there's one interesting story that came out about this, and that's that the guy who they caught. People started to make jokes that he looked like Hideo Kojima. And a lot of people started joking, oh, Kojima assassinated Abe and stuff. And as tasteless as it is, it's like people will joke. But apparently this French guy who's like, he's a kind of like political guy on Twitter, he apparently he didn't think it was a joke and he reported it. He's like, oh my gosh, this Hideo Kojima guy assassinated Abe. And then a Greek news station picked it up and ran it as like a story. It said, this man, Hideo Kojima, was the perpetrator of the Shinzo Abe assassination. And it was like, oh, shoot.
That is bad journalism.
Yeah.
That journalist should be fired.
Yeah. So, the French guy apparently deleted the tweets when he heard it was a joke. And then Kojima Productions, they tweeted out, it's like, hey, we heard about the misinformation. We don't take this lightly. We're going to start suing people.
That could like
it's basically defamation, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's slander, defamation.
You
Another
could
word
ruin
they
careers
used.
that way.
Yes.
Not to mention like the accusation is bold as murdering the prime minister
Yeah.
or former rather.
Kojima has no reason to do this, so the fact that they didn't do inch of research, be like, why would this guy do this? It's like,
Somebody's getting fired.
Yeah.
And sued.
And I don't know how much they strive for truth in Greece. I don't know, but that's a very serious mistake.
There's got
to
be some integrity there.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we know the identity, we gotta run with it. It's like, no, you gotta.
Like, how hard is it? Like, if I do a Google search right now, is it gonna be that hard to find?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure in Greece there's like no censorship, unlike China. So, then again, I don't know much about Greece's censorship. But yeah, this is a really funny story, and that's kind of all I know so far. Like, yeah, that Kojima, I don't know who they're gonna like. They could sue the station unless they like. They're probably making apologies. They probably made an apology already. I don't know who they're gonna sue from 4chan, apparently, which the jokes came from, because it's all anonymous. It'd be kind of hard to track who started those jokes, but unless they just sue the moderators of the website, I don't know. It's it'd be kind of hard to sue people based off that, but if they could do it, they'll do it. I don't know. So, and they're probably making jokes about it right now. It's like, oh, we're gonna get sued. Ooh. But yeah, it's kind of a funny story, and it's very sad that I'm not trying to make light of the assassination, but like the things that just happened around it.
Well, here's one article. Now, if you wanted to be a picture-perfect journalist, you'd probably do more, but I found that his name is Tetsuya Yamagami, 41-year-old, who killed the former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, believed that Abe was linked to a religious group he blamed for his mother's financial ruin. He spent months planning the attack with a homemade gun, police told local media on Saturday.
Yeah. So it wasn't even political then, why he tried to
sounds
take him
like
out.
it was he took it as a personal thing.
Personal thing. Okay. Well, that makes me I guess feel a little better, if you will, about like that they didn't just try to take out such a nice guy because of political reasons. It was more of a personal thing.
Which,
I guess it was.
I'm not saying it's a good thing he did, obviously.
No,
I'm just saying, like, I guess it rests easier in my heart that, like, it wasn't.
The motive was different.
The motive, like, was probably wrong. Obviously, he was probably not understanding everything right. He probably wasn't in his right mind
There's
either.
Probably definitely some mental instability.
Yeah. And so, like, just the idea of it not being just because he disagreed with this person, it was the fact that he thought that they were essentially part of the reason why somebody cared about would have been in ruin. That makes me sit a little bit better in my heart, I guess. Obviously, it's still bad. It's still not good at all, and I don't agree with it at all, but I don't feel as bad, like, in my mind about the situation.
Dude,
it still sucks.
yeah.
Bad.
It is weird times we're living in right now.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's just, honestly, all just weird how much pull the internet has, and how anybody can essentially claim anything, and people will take it as truth.
Well,
just because they hear it on the internet,
and people's careers get ruined because of it. Like, I don't really agree with cancel culture. And I guess it's not really something I want to get into, but the whole point of it is somebody can say something on the internet, and people just take it for face value, and they're like, hell yeah, let's go lynch this person.
It's basically just, guys, Kojima's the one who did it. And everyone's like, funny joke, let's do this, let's keep saying it. And eventually somebody believed it, and that's the crazy part. You can say anything.
Yeah. You
can say anything about any subject, and someone out there will probably be like, yeah, that's probably true, I could see that.
Well, in memes, even in of themselves, like especially with like the Chinese one with the Chinese guy and Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Like I think Winnie the Pooh got banned in China because of that.
Yes, it did.
So it's like
he got so butthurt over it's like Winnie the Pooh banned in China.
But it's like Cole, you're definitely right. The internet is a very powerful place, and I don't know. I think people just need to have better discretion when it comes to using the internet for resources as far as news goes. Especially if you're a journalist. Like if that's your main job.
You shouldn't be getting your information from other internet
from a
sources.
tweet.
You should definitely, if you see it, you
It's
should definitely
4chan, actually. It wasn't even a tweet. It's
Yeah.
even worse.
you should definitely double check it, even triple check it, and even check like smaller sources just to make sure everything's right. Because
Well, and if you
I see a lot of stories they ran with and don't have enough research. They want to just break the story and not give enough.
Well, I mean, it makes for good clicks,
Yeah.
right? And I'm sure that's why partially why they do it. I don't know if this journalist actually believed what they were reading.
Yeah.
Maybe they just saw the opportunity for some easy clicks and potentially getting money for their company and themselves.
But if it's such like a
if they're gonna get sued though, they're not
Yeah.
making any money.
Exactly. That's why the guy on Twitter anyway took down his original tweets. That was the
Yeah.
one that caused the Greek news outlet to pick it up on it, I believe.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, even if like, I think journalists, if they're gonna break a story, they should like at least have like some thin veneer of like, all right, not all of this is confirmed, but these are reports. Some do, but like a lot, I feel they just run with it very quickly. It's like, this could be a disastrous thing. It's like, no. There's some very false things you're stating.
Well, especially with a story like this
Yeah.
is world news. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This is a very well-known, powerful political figure
Yeah.
that has been murdered. You don't want to screw up that story you're reporting on.
Oh yeah. This kind of reminds me of during the Ukraine invasion. They had this they had the rumors of this like a fighter jet from Ukraine that was like taking out Russian troops, and they had a picture of a Photoshop of the comedian Sam Hyde in that fighter jet, and it's like. And they ran it as a story of like the Phantom. What I can't remember the full name. If you want to look it up, like
Did they use his name or just
no,
his
they
life?
oh yeah, best part they like used footage from Ace Combat game.
Oh, gosh.
Wait, the news ran this?
Yeah, like some news stories ran that, like news stations ran
So
this.
They used a comedian photoshopped and
Yeah.
they used video game
Yeah.
footage. Yikes.
And I think the name was like from Ace Combat. It was like a name of a fighter jet, like with the main character. It's like, oh my gosh, you guys have really got to double check this.
What the hell?
Overall, I think the worst part about a lot of this like false news reporting that without like checking anything is a lot of times people are like too prideful, I guess, to own it and decide to take it down
And apologize.
and
Yeah.
apologize for their false spreading of stupid 4chan memes.
Well, and another issue too, though, is especially with older people, like even like some like my grandparents, for example, she'll be like, "Hey, did you hear about this?" And she just tells me like a headline. I'm like, "Did you read the actual story?" And she's like, "Well, no." I'm like, "Well, you can't just read a headline and call it a day. Like, you actually have
The
to."
headlines are always over embellished.
Yeah, I'm like, you got to actually read.
Headlines really go into it's like.
Well, I'll just give you an example too. And like I use my better judgment when I get on Snapchat and look at the news stuff. But like this is a perfect example.
Wait, do you go on Snapchat?
Oh yeah,
for
I
the
see
news
on
stuff?
those
No.
Snapchat
No.
stories.
But like here's
Sometimes
this
I'll click
one.
over to a story to look at something, and then I see like clickbait. It's like, this is the reason Fortnite's dying, and then they got like a top 5 list of like reasons
It's
people
like-
hate Fortnite.
It's because Mario Galaxy 2 came out in 2011.
Yeah, right. Here's a good one. Mr. Beast caught red-handed, and it's like a picture of him crying. Or Lil Xanax deserves his failure. Or
that is.
I don't know what it is either. I don't know. They just use a lot of very clickbaity.
The buzzwords.
yeah.
Yeah.
Media kind of sucks today. It's all sensationalism, getting clicks, getting those viewers up, baby. Yeah, it's people almost seem to have no integrity. It's like when you're a journalist today, it's like, hey, remember leave your integrity at the door when you come into work.
High five.
Oh, jeez.
Which obviously you can't bunch them all together. Like
No,
there's
no,
some
yeah.
there's lots of
Some
really
people-
good journalists.
some people are-
journalists out there.
Usually they're on YouTube making videos. They are like saying, hey, I'm gonna report this honestly because I want people to come to my channel because they like my honesty.
Well, and I still think there's lots of good mainstream journalism. It's just those stories that are like really good aren't really good because Nobody wants to read about the good things that happen in life. People want to read about the prime minister getting shot or terrible things that go. Like, those is what gets clicks, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And also, when they're making popular, like they're talking about popular things, like maybe like was a new like Xenoblade 3. They're probably writing articles like, why are these women so skimpily dressed? They always have complaints about that. Like Kotaku and Polygon always say women are so skimpily dressed in video games. Like, who cares? They're pixels on screens.
At least Xenoblade 3 is not as bad as Xenoblade 2 was.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think Xenoblade 3 is that bad, actually, to be honest.
they're going to find some way to complain about it. They always do. They like, out of the stupidest little things, you'll see complaints.
I will say, just because I'm invested in that right now, the review copies have been out for Xenoblade 3 for like a week now.
Yeah.
And like Nintendo's lifted some embargoes on some stuff, and like people are only saying good things about it. I haven't seen any bad things about it yet, so it's
but you're gonna there's
even
gonna
on
be
Kotaku, so we're doing pretty good.
Oh wait, Jason Schreier's not part of Kotaku. Jason Schreier, he gave a very negative review on Xenoblade 2.
I mean, if you're talking about the scantily clad woman in Xenoblade 2, then it's kind of warranted. I won't deny that. That's a little much in that game.
I remember the headline. He says, "It's a game that wastes your time." It's like, wow, what a
bold statement.
Yeah, like,
because it is what 100
and then
hour
some
game.
people like not knowing
60.
anything about the game, they just look through. He's like, "Wow, that's a review I needed. Thanks." It's like, bro, you can't just look at one review. You gotta look at others.
The thing is, though, and we've talked about this many times, and I think we're all in agreement with, no matter what a review is of something, you should at least experience it for yourself. Because even if a game is a real pooper, it may be your favorite game of all time. That's just how things work.
There's people out there that like Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah, it's probably their favorite game. I mean, there's games that I like that are probably F tier. They're bad video games, but I enjoy it. Gauntlet isn't very good, but I have so much fun playing it. Donkey Kong 64 is held as the game that ruined 3D platformers.
I'm just glad I don't
really like it.
I don't have any F tier games that I like. Well, I mean, a lot of the games that I like are around B tier, maybe even C tier. I don't think they go much lower than that, at least. I'm happy at that, I guess.
I mean, I wouldn't consider Gauntlet F tier. Gauntlet's a very average video game. I mean, it is an arcade game.
I would say D tier.
I would say C tier.
And you know, I like games like Soma, and it's also the reason you're not seeing it up on the.
That should have been a movie, is what that should have been.
Yeah, probably, but I don't know. I like those kinds of games.
You know, without spoiling that or the thing I'm going to relate it to, and I remember talking to Cole about it, but Soma and Ready Player 2 have a very similar ending. Like, almost uncanny how similar they are. Not even kidding, yeah.
You see,
if you think about Soma 2's ending, that's basically Ready Player 2.
Soma 2?
Pretty much.
Soma
D's nuts.
You know, I liked Soma as a story. I don't know about Ready Player 2, but I did like it.
It makes you question, like, is it efficacy or your ethical? It makes you question your own ethics.
Yeah, I remember opening
on life, I guess.
I remember I was like, you know what, I should throw this up on the gaming channel, which gets no views, and if you want to go, I guess you could go check it out. I don't know. If you want Soma up there, I guess I could. If one person asks for Soma, I'll go work on it.
I should check. Like, I don't check I can't tell you the last time I logged into the gaming channel, but like, it gets occasional views.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked to see if it's popped off recently.
If anyone DMs me and say, hey, can you chop up the Soma streams and put them up there, I'll go do it. But the reason I didn't do it when I first opened up is I just had such bad memories of that stream.
Of me just arguing how not great it was.
Yeah, that's your opinion.
I think you just didn't like the main character. Is that right? You didn't like his motives?
I just like the story was very predictable from start to end.
Gotta be honest.
There was zero like imagination something up to left to imagination. It was just, oh, it's going to be this, and that's what it's gonna be. Like, there's no doubt about it. And more like 5 minutes to 10 minutes later, it happened. Whatever I would imagine, whatever I thought would happen would.
Well,
And I'm not trying to say that being predictable is a bad thing. That's just one of the things I didn't like about it. Because there's plenty of predictable things out there that I like.
Well, also we were streaming and making jokes, and I think it's a game better if you just sit down and play.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Whenever we did those streams, we should never have done anything story based. Story based games were terrible for our streams, I think.
Danganronpa is one example.
And I honestly think that would have been so much fun to do if we didn't stream it and just recorded it. I think that would have been a blast.
Yeah.
I guess that was your Soma. You
Well,
had
in Bioshock,
Danganronpa, I
we did
had
Bioshock,
Soma.
and I didn't freaking understand very little of the story that was going on in Bioshock, but that's because the story was delivered through audio logs.
Yeah. But Bioshock, you see, was more fun to watch because you blew up people with fire.
Yeah, guns and stuff.
Yeah. And I also like Bioshock's story. I think the twist was very well implemented as you play through it. Because, like, wow, I didn't think about that. That kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that was good, too. From what I watched Skylar do it anyway.
Yeah, it's if you know the twist, you know how, like, wow, that...
You're just like, wow, huh? They're right.
Yeah. I didn't think you could do that, but I guess you could. You could only do it once. Once you know it, it's kind of like the Luke, I am your father. Once you do it, you can't really do it again.
You really can't do it again. Sorry if you guys have never seen Empire Strikes Back.
So we're 50 years old now?
Yeah. It's like there's one twist in like a movie or video game someone can only do once, and if anyone else tries to be like, that's just that show.
It's like the Sixth Sense.
That's like a whole other problem. Everybody compares everything to everything.
Yeah.
Well, that's just media. That's just how media works.
Welcome to
Kinda
the
like
world.
how I compare websites like Kotaku to a steaming dog turd.
And that's his opinion. Thanks for the sponsor, Kotaku.
No, seriously, like, here's the weird thing. When Kotaku or Polygon write articles, there's always just, for lack of a better term, dick writers down there. Just like, wow, I agree with this. I'm a sheep. But then you go on Twitter, and if they post a moronic article that isn't working, people just roast them in the replies. It's just like, wow, it's like the people, only the sheep are down there leaving the comments, and sometimes their website is designed so poorly you can't even pull up the comments because the ads are blocking them.
They're hiding them. We gotta hide these comments, guys.
Sometimes like on mobile or something, I can't even pull up the comments to see it because it's just like the ads won't go away when you try to pull more of them.
You're like, no, I don't want to buy tampons. I just want to read the comments.
And I remember they had this when Part 6 came out. It's like there was an article on Kotaku. It's like, you should just start with Part 3, and
of what?
Of JoJo. It's like,
oh, JoJo.
Don't start with Part 3. You should really watch Parts 1 and 2 because it really helps with the story.
They're the best.
They're fun.
That's debatable, but I do like Part 2. Part 1 is eh.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But
Joseph Joestar.
I do like. I will admit why Part 3 I had a lot of fun with. I think Parts 4 and 5 do some better stuff in there, but like they said, you should start with Part 3. It's like part 1 and 2 are really shorter than Part 3, and I saw this comment down there. It's like, I really want to watch Part 3, but it was so sexist. I was like, oh my gosh. It's a shonen manga. It's a shonen manga. It's a shonen anime of a shonen manga. What do you expect?
And that's our show, everybody.
I really have to pee.
But the best, the best one of the JoJo, like the meme was down there. The picture some people would post like, I'm not gonna let my son be a part skipper.
Well, thank you guys for watching or listening to this episode of the Talking Rad podcast. We hope you have enjoyed.
And we're glad that you didn't skip any parts of this show.
Yeah. Unless you did, then
welcome to the end.
You could go back and watch them. They're still on there.
Yeah, we talked about condoms and
boobies
and censorship.
Yeah.
If you guys like what you saw and you want to see more, subscribe to our channel and you can get more. It's that simple. Who knew? Wow.
It's dead simple.
Like the thing. Comment below if you guys want to see anything or want us to talk about something specific or any of that stuff. Well, ask us a question or something. I don't know. You guys are you, and we'd like to know about you too. Just like you guys learn about us and our grass. And not the marijuana stuff. That's not supposed to be like that. That was I realized what I'd said after I'd said it.
What have you done?
Yeah, we sell grass down at our local mall. Don't tell the cops.
But thank you guys again. We hope you have enjoyed. And as always,
keep it red.
See you in the next one. Bye-bye. I love you.